Hello. Hi, everyone. Wonderful to be with you here again on the Positive Birth Company YouTube channel for the Unwind series, bringing you well-being every evening this week. We have meditation, yoga, sound healing. It's just a lovely array of things you can look forward to, helping to keep us resilient and emotionally fit and well in ourselves. And so it's a pleasure to be here with you. My name is Dana Svoboda, aka the Chief Joy Officer, and tonight I will be sharing a lovely, grounding, restorative mindfulness meditation with you. And so looking forward to getting into that. I just want to do a quick sound check if somebody wouldn't mind popping in to the chat and letting me know if you can hear me, you can see me, that we're good to go. And I'm just going to make sure everything is on check. Okay, super. I might check with you a little later again because it's, I think people are still coming in. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, you can see me and you can hear me. Great. As I said, I'm so happy to be here. And looking forward to sharing some well-being with you. Tonight will be a mindful meditation. A little bit about me. I've been a holistic coach for the last 8 years. I'm London-based. What is a holistic coach? I coach individuals and groups, and it's all rooted in emotional intelligence and building a healthy, positive relationship with yourself, which ultimately is your gift to the rest of the world. I also train mindfulness meditation, and I am a yoga teacher. So wearing many hats during the day, and I'm deeply passionate about what I do, helping you to connect with your inner joy as well. So I think we better just get into it. I'm going to ask us once again, as we did a couple of weeks ago, to check in with yourself. So right now, how are you feeling? And a good way to gauge this is to use the traffic light system, red, amber, green. If you are feeling red, you don't feel very good, that's totally okay. If you're amber, maybe a mix of things. And if you're green, you feel pretty good. Remembering that there is no wrong or right way to feel. Feeling good isn't more special than negative emotion. You feel the way you feel, which reminds me that at the end of our practice, I will be sharing one of my most favorite tools for self-regulation, which is a big part of emotional intelligence. And it's something that's worked for me and thousands of people that I've worked with. And it's a very simple but very effective tool. And so we'll touch on that at the end. And so everybody checking in. How are you feeling right now? See if you can go into your body and maybe sense where that emotion, that energy in motion is resting or moving, and maybe describe it to yourself a little bit. If there's a sense of openness or a sense of tightness, a sense of ease, maybe discomfort, tension, or maybe it's something more abstract. Maybe it's representing a texture or a color, a direction. Don't worry if you don't feel anything, although it's really important to check in how you're feeling, and the more you do it, the more it becomes just part of your way and helps us ground ourselves. Also helps us to remove any distortions with regards to how we're viewing the rest of the world. So once you check in with yourself, you're better able to view yourself, obviously, and the outside world more accurately, and understand the lens that you're viewing life through. So there we are. We've checked in. If you want to pop that in the chat, feel free. Always nice to feel more connected with you in that way. Personally, I'm feeling green. I feel really green because I'm so happy to be here. Right. So our mindfulness practice. Just want to remind us again. There's two out of the key elements of mindfulness. The first one that I want to emphasize is non-judging. So Nothing, as we practice, is there to add to your experience, and nothing is there to detract, even though there might be noise in the background. Ideally, try not to be distracted for the next 15, 20 minutes or so, but life happens. And so we take it as it comes. But yeah, if you can create a space where you'll be able to be still for the next little while, then let's go ahead with that. So yeah, non-judging. Let's not judge ourselves or make ourselves wrong if the mind is particularly restless tonight. There is a lot going on usually in our lives. And so we're not here to stop thought or clear the mind. We're just here to observe ourselves in the present moment without judgment, or with as little judgment as we can possibly muster. And then the second thing that I want to emphasize is non-striving, because we're so used to doing, full steam ahead, taking care of everybody else. We can sometimes bring that into our mindfulness practice when it doesn't belong there. There's an element of just being. And sometimes when people are new to the practice, it might feel like, well, I'm just going to sit and do nothing. You're absolutely not doing nothing. Beingness is a practice that enhances our lives, that gives us a sense of more time and personal power. So really know that this time that you're taking up for yourself is enriching you, even though it might feel that you're just sitting and being and doing nothing. It really is a very effective, powerful practice if you are new to it. If you're not, then you know what I'm talking about. So non-judging and non-striving. There's no effort here. I will guide us through this and just enjoy it. If the mind is restless, ain't no thing. Let's begin. So it's an upright practice, so sitting upright. If for some reason you really want to lie down, just have to say you might fall asleep, and then I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. That's fine. Let the body rest. But I'm going to encourage that we're sitting upright, alert and relaxed, because it is you want to remain awake. Secondly, feet flat on the ground if possible, or sitting cross-legged on the floor. Make sure that you're comfortable. And we will soften our gaze down to the floor or whatever is at about a 45-degree angle in your vision. And let's begin with a few deep breaths as the gaze is soft. We're not looking at anything in particular. The eyelids feel a bit more heavier now. Let's exhale together. Really empty out the lungs. And then taking a deep breath in through the nose, all the way down into the belly for 1, 2, 3. Hold. And again, exhale out the mouth for 6. 1, 2. Eyelids heavier. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And softly close your eyes. Inhale 1, 2, 3. And exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2. Let the shoulders drop. 3, 4, 5, 6. One more round. Inhale 1. Fill the lungs. 2, 3. Hold. And nice slow exhale. 1, 2. Arms and legs nice and heavy. 3, 4, 5, 6. And pause the breath at the bottom. Feel the urge to breathe in, bubble up inside of you. When you need to inhale, please do so. And then finding a natural, easy breath, so not breathing in any particular way, just trusting our bodies to do what it needs to do. Find that easy rhythm. Notice what it feels like after a few deliberate, delicious breaths. Maybe feel a bit calmer, body's more oxygenated. Taking a moment to connect with the body, coming to our senses. What can you hear in this moment? Without forming any opinions, allow your ears to receive sound. And just observing it objectively, notice the most distant sound that you can hear right now. And now notice the most nearby sounds. Maybe it's the sound of your own breath. Now, let's move to our sense of sight. So even though the eyes are closed, notice what you're seeing, the back of the eyelids, and the quality of light streaming through. Or there may be any images in your mind's eye. And at this point, I invite you to really relax your face. Allow your face to be completely expressionless. Letting go of the muscles in the brow, around the eyes. Moving to our sense of smell. What can you smell right now? Now move to your sense of taste. Sense taste on your tongue. How does your tongue feel? Coming to our sense of touch. Notice where you feel this around the body, maybe clothes on your skin, the temperature of the air, the pressure of the body resting on your seat. Now I invite you to expand your awareness as you feel all five of your senses at the same time. It's a gentle sense of expansion. We're not efforting, no striving, just broadening our awareness, becoming fully present in the body. Feel all of it at once. And as we hover in the space, become more aware of the rising and falling sensation in the body. A soothing ebb and flow. Where in your body do you feel this the most? Belly, the chest, shoulders, the nostrils. And gradually we become more focused on the breath. It's like we're zooming in now. We start to get more curious in each breath. Feel the very beginning of the breath. And also notice the very ending of the breath. Perhaps becoming more aware of the tiny pause right at the top and right at the bottom of the breath. And if it feels good, I invite you to hold that pause for just a moment or two longer than usual. Notice how the breath is cooler as it enters the body, warmer as it leaves the body. Focusing just on the sensation in the nostrils now. Now move your focus to the sensation in the throat. Move your focus to the sensation in the chest. And now in your belly. And now feel all of it at once, all at the same time, nostril, throat, chest, belly. Enjoy this life-giving rhythm. And as you rest your attention on the breath, softly in your own mind, name the breath. So as you breathe in, saying inhale, and as you breathe out, saying exhale. And just do this for the next little while. And it's perfectly normal for the mind to wander. If you realize it's been distracted, very gently bring it back to focusing on and naming the breath. Maybe the mind has been a little distracted. Very gently bring it back to focusing and naming the breath. And now let go of your focus. So not naming anymore, just let the mind do whatever it wants to do. Give it total freedom. If it wants to think, let it think. You can't get this wrong. And notice what it feels like to give your mind all the space. And in this last little bit of stillness that you've carved out for yourself here tonight, I invite you to think of one thing in your life that you feel thankful for, small or big, just one thing that you're grateful for. Grounding ourselves back in our bodies, feel the weight of your body pressing down. Without opening your eyes, notice the position of your body and where you are in the room that you're in. Bring some gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. And then very slowly open your eyes as you let some light in. And again, notice how you feel, whether it's better, worse, or the same. Don't judge it. And actually take a moment to acknowledge yourself for practicing, for taking care of yourself. When we take care of ourselves, we take care of those around us. So I hope that was enjoyable for you. It certainly was for me. The tool that I wanted to offer you is a mantra, if you will. So we did the check-in in the beginning, and I offered some insight last week around how to navigate waves of emotion using the red, amber, green. So feel free to go have a look at that video to continue on with our self-regulation to keep us emotionally fit in these challenging times. The tool I want to offer you is called I Feel the Way I Feel, and That's Okay. I feel the way I feel, and that's okay. And so it's not about unpacking and just being, well, I'm angry, or while I'm full of rage or sad or jealous or whatever it is. I'm talking usually about uncomfortable emotions, because sometimes our emotions are so scary and uncomfortable that we want to do everything to get away from them instead of mindfully processing them. So I use the term emotion, energy in motion. The nature of energy is to move. If we hold space for our emotions with a mindful attitude, then that energy eventually will move. Even though it can be scary, we start to teach ourselves it's uncomfortable, but we'll move through it. So I feel the way I feel, and that's okay. Rinse and repeat. I feel the way I feel, and that's okay. You could be extremely angry or very sad or anxious, worried, concerned, whatever it might be. I feel the way I feel, and that's okay. I feel the way I feel, and that's okay. It's okay. It has to be okay because it's happening. It's happening just like, the noises we hear while we're meditating, or the thoughts that scroll past our awareness, or physical sensations, or phones going off. It's a happening. It's not there to add to your experience or detract. Often it comes with a message. But you might notice that by giving yourself permission to experience that energy flowing through your body, you're no longer feeling resistant to it, even though they can be uncomfortable, as I said. And it allows a clearer passage for that energy to move, and you're able to move back into a state where you are more solution oriented and are able to be proactive for yourself. It's nothing worse than feeling bad about feeling bad, which is absolutely human. We all, go to that space sometimes, but it's a downward spiral. So as soon as you make the way you feel okay, you allow the energy to move and are able to claim some of your power back so you can action in your favor. So it's not about relinquishing responsibility. It's actually about giving yourself a kind, non-judging space to feel what you feel, because it's okay. It's totally okay. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. You can look forward to some yoga tomorrow with Kerry Lincoln. Nice and revitalizing, and hopefully this and everything else will be setting you up for a joyful week. Right, what have I missed? If you liked what you saw, if you're enjoying the series, please click subscribe and like the video. And if you want to know more about me, you can find me on Instagram at Chief Joy Officer, and also my website, www.chiefjoyofficer.com. Thanks again, everybody. It's been such a pleasure. Have a wonderful week. See you in 2 weeks, Monday. Bye.